The collapse of Blockbuster explained in the early 2000s, one company dominated movie nights across America. On Friday evenings, millions of families walked through bright blue and yellow stores, searching endless shelves of VHS tapes and DVDs. That company was Blockbuster. At its peak, Blockbuster had over 9,000 stores worldwide and employed more than 80,000 people. It seemed unstoppable. But today, only one Blockbuster store remains alive on Earth. So how did a billion-dollar giant collapse so fast? And how did a tiny startup called Netflix destroy an empire? This is the collapse of Blockbuster, explained. Blockbuster was founded in 1985 by David Cook in Dallas, Texas. At the time, video rental stores were small, messy, and disorganized. Cook changed everything. His stores were bright, modern, and packed with thousands of movies. Customers loved it. And Blockbuster expanded rapidly. By the 1990s, it became the king of home entertainment. Every weekend, customers rushed to Blockbuster to rent the latest movie releases. The company earned billions from rentals. But there was one thing customers absolutely hated: late fees. If you returned a movie even one day late, Blockbuster charged extra money. And those fees became insanely profitable. At one point, Blockbuster reportedly made hundreds of millions of dollars every year just from late fees alone. The company became so powerful that it seemed impossible to compete against. But while Blockbuster celebrated its dominance, a silent threat was emerging. In 1997, two entrepreneurs, Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph, created a small company called Netflix. Their ideas sounded ridiculous at the time. Instead of driving to a store to rent movies, customers could order DVDs online and receive them by mail. No driving. No crowded stores. And most importantly, no late fees. At first, Blockbuster didn't take Netflix seriously. Why would anyone wait for DVDs in the mail when Blockbuster stores were everywhere? But Netflix kept improving. In 1999, Netflix introduced a subscription model. Customers paid one monthly fee for unlimited rentals. That changed everything. Meanwhile, Blockbuster stayed focused on its physical stores and late fee profits. And that decision would become one of the biggest business mistakes in history. In the year 2000, Netflix was struggling financially. The company was losing money and desperately needed help. So Reed Hastings approached Blockbuster with an offer. Netflix wanted Blockbuster to buy them. Price: just $50 million. But Blockbuster executives laughed at the idea. To them, Netflix was a tiny niche business with no future. They rejected the deal completely. At the time, it seemed like the right decision. But in reality, it became one of the worst corporate mistakes ever made. Because over the next few years, the world began changing fast. And Blockbuster failed to adapt. As internet speeds improved, people started shifting toward digital entertainment. Consumers wanted convenience. They didn't want to drive to stores anymore. They wanted movies instantly. Netflix understood this before anyone else. Blockbuster didn't. The company tried copying Netflix with its own DVD by mail service. But it was too late. Worse, Blockbuster still depended heavily on late fees for revenue. When they finally removed late fees to compete with Netflix, the company lost massive amounts of money. At the same time, Blockbuster had another huge problem: debt. The company owed nearly $1 billion. And maintaining thousands of physical stores became extremely expensive. Meanwhile, Netflix had no stores to maintain. Their business model was lean, scalable, and future-focused. Then came the final blow: streaming. In 2007, Netflix launched online streaming. Suddenly, customers could watch movies instantly from home. No DVDs. No waiting. No stores. This completely changed entertainment forever. Blockbuster attempted to launch its own streaming platform, but it lacked the technology, speed, and vision to compete. By now, customers were leaving in massive numbers. Stores began shutting down across the country. Employees lost jobs. Entire locations became abandoned. And in 2010, Blockbuster filed for bankruptcy. The king of movie rentals had officially collapsed. Today, only one Blockbuster store still exists. Located in Bend, Oregon, it has become a symbol of nostalgia. People visit it like a museum of the past. Inside are old DVDs, classic movie posters, and memories of a completely different era. For many people, Blockbuster represents more than just a business. It represents a time before streaming, before smartphones, before everything became digital. But nostalgia alone couldn't save the company. Because in business, adapt or disappear. Blockbuster had the money, the brand, the customers, and every opportunity to survive. But they ignored innovation, underestimated technology, and laughed at the future. Meanwhile, Netflix evolved. And the rest is history. From global domination to a single surviving store, this is the collapse of Blockbuster.